All right, I want to give a quick tour of what I got going on so far in my Airstream. Probably 98% insulated, except for this end cap, which I don't know why I didn't get to. I think all these holes I gotta figure out what I'm doing there. I guess this is my first video, so I can explain. Replace all the floors. The whole frame was separate from the shell. Everything's been completely redone. I'm now just finishing up the electrical. As you can see, all the wires hanging from the ceiling from all the loops. I have 5 zones. So we have the front area here is zone 1. And I think there's nine lights, directional lights. Then I ran all the switches for most of the zones except for the bedroom back to here because they're gonna go next to the door. This is the kitchen. Be putting the stove on the corner, the sink over here. That's the bathroom. It's going to be a wet bath, but more than likely the shower will be sort of as needed. Then the other side will be the rest of the kitchen. So we have the refrigerator and the microwave over here and some drawers. I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting in overhead cabinets yet, so I figure I could put those in last if necessary. Here is a pocket door in between the kitchen and the bathroom. They'll be the same size wall over on this side. These are all the runs for the switches for the bathroom, the hot water heater. As you can see, I've labeled everything so that when I do finish it up, I'll know what wire goes to what because I have a million of them. See, water pump switch, hot water heater switch, bedroom switch, and which is zone 4, and then the bathroom switch. So all of the electricity I've decided to run back to here. There's some 110 obviously in the front for the microwave, for the air conditioner, a plug over here and a plug here, and there's another plug that goes to the outside here, which kind of random that it's up so high, but instead of having to patch it up, I decided to leave that there. I'm currently standing in the bathroom, which will also have a sliding door. Over on this side of the wall will be some cabinets for clothing and storage. Let's see what else. This is the bedroom. I'm going to be putting a queen size bed back here. I thought about having kind of like how the modern Airstreams have like a walk around, but I've decided to put a lot of stuff underneath this bed, including the freshwater tank A, the hot water heater in this corner, the electrical underneath the bed, and I'll have a couple batteries there that I have charging currently. The plumbing I've kept to one side. I just wanted to minimize the runs, so I will have external shower or hookups there, the kitchen sink there, the shower probably on this wall, and there'll be a small sink against this wall here underneath the window, and then the shower on this side, and then a hot water heater there. Probably will run the gravity feed for the freshwater tank will be in this corner, or that back part, or that corner, and then I'll run across here the city water hookup, and keep, I don't know, probably put the electrical external electrical outlet in this corner underneath the cabinet. The box is here. I am running 55 amp or 50 amp box and a 50 amp external switch or plug, excuse me, and all of the lights basically and other things are running from their perspective switch area, which is there and here on this wall, back to the electrical hookups, which I have basically everything sticking outside there right now because there's so many wires. Because I will be running some smart switches, which A, they will run on regular switches or push button switches, momentary switches, and then B, I will be running probably a server in here. It's my own internal Wi-Fi server that I will be able to control everything, all the lights from a touchpad or my phone or an RFID tag reader, so that when we come up to the door, the certain lights will come on. But as my wife always says, why do I need that when all I can do is hit a switch? So there will be switches for everything, of course, in here for regular old people who just want to turn things on and off. There's going to be some fun LED lights along the kickers on both sides of the kitchen and on both sides of the kitchen cabinets here, so they'll sort of shine along the flooring, or along the floor, excuse me, so that you can see where you're walking, and it'll just kind of have a cool look to it. What else? I broke one of my windows the other day not because I dropped it, because the edge hit a rock when I set it down and it shattered, which I should have known better because I know tempered glass is very easily broken from the edge. So I'll have to replace that, unfortunately. All the tint on the windows I will be redoing. It's currently a mirror finish, but I want it to be just dark. Just gonna sort of run this as a exhaust fan right now above the stove, and outside not much going on here. I gotta clean up along a lot of these lights before I do the inside, but I have to polish where the new lights are going. They're all going to be LED. I plan on putting the antenna back on, attaching the electric oh god, this the tongue, the hit, not the hitch, but the tongue, the whatever, you know what I mean. Everything on the top's going to be mostly smoke color. I got some of those Max Airs to put over the vents. The vents are, got fans, 12-volt fans. This is the original water intake, but I will be, I'm moving that into the back just because I, again, want to minimize the where the water is run. So really it's just going to be kind of on that back side corner up to here where the kitchen starts, or here where I can open up and use a hose or whatever. All the cords, including a couple extras for the switches, all 12 volt, eventually maybe add solar, I don't know. So here's a lot of the glass and all the panels. Unfortunately, I did not take out any of this stuff. It was sort of done before I got the project. So there's a lot of things I got to figure out on my own or asking them on the forum. So also, unfortunately, I don't have the I wish I did the awning, so I have to, for now I can't really afford the awning, so I'll just be fixing and patching these up for the time being until I can afford that deal. The whole belly pan needs to be put back on, which I would have done probably a long time ago. However, there's some plumbing I got to do underneath there, and I had to pay for storage, and I just couldn't pay for it anymore, so I had to get it out as fast as possible. And at the time, the top was separate from the trailer and the floor, so I had to get that done and got the floor and it back on and mobile, I guess, in a week. Here's all the parts. There's so many parts. Thankfully, a lot of them are labeled. So, you know, here's right, and then behind the Astro. I'm not positive if I'll be using any of this stuff because I'm putting all new metal on the inside. But there are a lot of random pieces that I'm just not sure where they go. What else? Got some of the old stuff if anybody's interested. I'm not going to be putting in that sink. I got a completely different sink. I do have the belly pan, the old belly pan. I'm putting in a new stove, new microwave. There's all the electrical and everything. I believe the previous owner was going to do a full restoration at one point, and so he saved everything, which was good. I'm not, as of, I don't know, the last couple days, I decided not to put a heater back in. I have the space and the place to put it in down the line, and I may put it in yet. I don't know. I just haven't decided. I do have to run, obviously, some propane for the stove and the hot water heater, and I may just hold off on the furnace because I am going to be putting in a small wood stove up towards the front there, because I think that would be really cool. So many things, silicone and random cleanup. I mean, it's just, you name it, this thing needs it. What else? I'll be completely polishing, not to a mirror finish, but probably just the bright polish that they use, or the truck polish initially. Maybe someday I'll spend the time, but I don't know if I like the mirror polish or just a little bit of polish, which I could show you a little test I did. here in the corner just the other day. I did a little polish test, so that's really good enough for me. I'll get a lot of this stuff, and then it's strange. I did post a forum on the forum about 2 different types of aluminum. I feel like this is a little bit more, the top part is not as polished as the bottom part, and you can see that it's like that all the way around on that line. So above it is not as smooth and polished as the bottom was. What else? There's all the there's the old oven, which is not going back in, and I have also the old refrigerator, which I might put up for sale. I'm definitely not going to be using it at this point. The old things taken out of there were big, so it probably still works maybe, but I'm just putting in a smaller fridge at this point. There's the belly pan rolled up, and I have all of the interior aluminum skins as well. Because it's a completely different layout, I have decided to completely redo the interior skins. At this point, I'll be probably painting the skins. I went with the 51 or 52 .032 aluminum, which I actually just picked up yesterday, and I can actually show you guys that. It's over here. It's nice. We're at my work, and I work in reclaimed wood. I'm sure I could have gotten it done, but it is so nice to have access to a forklift. And I got 10 sheets. I'm probably gonna need 12, my luck, but I got the 10 sheets of 5052 aluminum, and it's actually very, very nice. And so once I get started working on it and I put those other pieces on, it's gonna get scratched up and stuff. And maybe there's a way in fact, you can kind of see like there's some scratching already. But man, if there was some way just to keep it like this, I know some people put that all clad, but that all clad is like $225 for a sheet, whereas this stuff was 36 bucks a sheet. So a lot more in my budget anyway. And so that's why my thought was to paint it white once I was done. And I'm thinking about once I put it up and the whole inside is done, and even before I cut the holes for the lights and everything, I'm probably, if I am going to paint it, it's going to be with maybe a matte white car paint, like prime it and then use like a single stage white car paint, because I know a lot of people talk about how they've painted their old stuff with special primer and whatever, but hey, if I can get in there and just sort of spray it in an afternoon and then build around that, I don't know why that wouldn't work. Feel free to comment and tell me that it won't if it won't, but I don't know why it wouldn't. I mean, it is aluminum. It's pretty, it's not, it's clean, but I don't know why, a bit of primer and maybe, I don't know, maybe there's also a way to not polish it, but to sand it, I guess, or make it, keep the aluminum look, but sort of scratch it up in a way that it keeps that color without having to paint it. Would be fine with me too, although I don't know, I guess it kind of just depends on what it looks like after I get it put up. I'm currently, since I'm almost done with the electricity runs, I'll be working on the second part of insulation, and then working on putting those panels back up. I plan on laying out all the panels out here just to see where they kind of go, and you know, I know there's going to be so many different holes in there. That's why I probably am going with the new skin, just so I can be the one that makes the new holes. A couple other cool things. I'll do videos of them later, but there's just going to be a little bit of automation on the inside of a couple different things. I told you about the lights, and yeah, so that's my current update, I guess. So here's some more of those skins, which I'm pretty sure they are labeled, but once I get them, this definitely looks like wheel well area right here. There's the furnace. I haven't decided whether or not I want to put back in. I just feel like it takes up space and weight, and I don't think I'll be ever camping in the winter. And you know, some people have said that using, like, I don't know, a space heater with a safety deal on it, or the wood stove will be enough to take any edge off in early spring or late fall camping trips in the morning and in the evenings. I don't know. I could just, the space will be available so I could put it in eventually, but right now I think I'm just gonna leave it out. All right, like the video, comment if you have any suggestions on anything that I talked about. Yeah, so I did also run some extra wire, so there's another 110 in case I ever put a second air conditioner in. Again, budget. I don't have the budget to get a new one, A, or a second one, B. So, yeah. Tell me what you think. I guess, oh yeah, on here, I'm not going to be doing a dinette. I'm going to be doing a IKEA couch that folds out to a full-size bed with custom ends, because the IKEA couch with the ends on it is like 88 inches, and I have 84 inches to work with. And then I'll be building out sort of a cabinet behind the couch, which will have a fun little deal I'll show you later when I get started on it. And then maybe a couple chairs in this entryway area or living room area. I just want to have that feel of openness, so I'm trying not to fill it with as much as possible. I like the minimal, just basics right now, and that's why I've also decided against upper cabinets for now until I decide that I really need them, and I can add them in later. The cabinet tops are going to be black walnut, waterfall edge. So there'll be black walnut on both sides here that flow over the sides. That's the corner that I'm going to probably put the small wood burning stove. And yeah, so pretty excited. I have built a couple small tiny houses in the past, working on a third one for a friend, or at least designing it for him. This has definitely been a lot more complicated than those. There's so many more things to think about with where things are going to be run, and the electricity and 12 volt, and it's just every once in a while it does get me, and I got to stand, like a lot of people say, in the middle and just sort of stare at the problem until I can figure it out in my head. But I think I got a pretty good start, and I'm pretty excited about how this Airstream is going to turn out. And yeah, I'm just excited for the future and what this is going to provide for fun and entertainment for myself and my family. And it is, as you can see, it is at my work right now, and we're also gonna load it up with I work in reclaimed wood and barn wood and stuff, and so there's gonna be a lot of features in the Airstream that incorporates some of the product that we use here at my job at Reclaimed Enterprises in Omaha, Nebraska. And so the flooring is going to be mixed hardwoods, almost like a butcher block. But and actually, I can show you guys what that looks like, because we're doing a countertop or a bar top with it right now. And it's just absolutely beautiful, and it has like some purple heartwoods and mahoganies and just, you can just see all the different colors in this, and it's just, I mean, I cannot wait to put this stuff on the floor. It's gonna be unbelievable. And we are lucky enough to have a resaw right there, which is basically a small mill, and we're gonna resaw this stuff so it's thin, maybe a 1/4 inch, to put on the floor. So we'll get, you know, a good probably 3 pieces out of each board. But this is currently a bar, and it looks, when we put the finish on this, which is usually just a clear lacquer, or it just shines and that color deepens, and it's unbelievable. So I'm pretty excited about that. The cabinets are going to be walnut, which I don't really have an example, but it's just black walnut, which is actually, there's some right here, but you can't really get a good look of that until you sand it and seal it up, but that's going to look pretty cool too. And maybe some walls that'll have some sort of treatment on it also. It'll all be tastefully done. It won't be just stuff everything with reclaimed wood and make it look weird. So yeah, pretty excited. So until next time, I will do another video as soon as I have something substantial to show, and it probably will not be as long as this one, I promise. It'll just be a quick update on the new stuff that's going on. So look forward to more videos when I get some more stuff done with the Airstream. All right, see ya.